that is what the necklace does. But a fitting item for a wereshark to have.
Wasted a downtime for that.
Yeah,
I was
so
gonna say, like, you get so scared, you throw it overboard, and then
And you're like,
suddenly, like, 12
wait,
sharks show up.
I take it back.
Ah!
So did you throw it overboard?
Oh no, I have it on my neck.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, so
Like,
you're
no.
gonna hold on to that. Yeah.
I will I would be reckless enough to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I also have a bunch of beast friend talismans, so it could be fun.
Yep, that is true. All right, so you guys head out. You encounter some pretty strong northerly winds on your way to the Free Isle, which make the days fairly cool. Some of the more wintry temperatures blowing down into the tropics, perhaps, and it's quite refreshing, if a little bit annoying, because it slows down your progress quite a bit with the forward winds.
Ah.
And there is, on your third day, there's a bit of a drizzle, which slows you down a little bit more. But coming in, you guys are sort of entering into the Free Isle territory on the fourth day.
So as soon as Tara lets us know that we're about to enter, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna switch from like observing from the crow's nest. I'm gonna send Paul to fly high up in the air.
Okay, yeah. So you're sending him out on like scouting missions and stuff.
No, I'm just gonna send him super high up from where.
Oh, okay, just to like see around where you are.
To get a really, really, really tall mast.
All right, let's see.
He can be 1,000 yards away.
Okay. So yeah, he's like he's below the lowest clouds, obviously, but quite high up. You hear him like every once in a while, when the wind blows in the right direction, you hear him sort of singing to himself up there, of various shanties and stuff, as he flies around to look for masts. All right, so yeah, let's see here. Okay. In the wrong place. Here we go. All right. So Robin and also Paul give me a notice roll. Paul can roll at +2.
All right, Robin. Now, is this me noticing through Paul, or is this me?
Oh, are you looking through Paul?
Yeah, I switched to worrying.
Okay. Oh, right, because you're just looking around. Yeah. Yes, it would be you looking through Paul. So I guess you're both at +2.
Robin got an 11. Paul got 5.
Okay, so
Too busy singing.
yeah, he does notice as well. But Robin, you noticed first, and through his eyes, and so there is a ship, two-masted ship, heading sort of in your direction, kind of along the coastline. It's pretty likely that they haven't spotted you at this point, just because of your super tall Paul mast strategy. But yeah, it looks like smaller than the Forget-Me-Not, whatever ship it may be.
Like, call that down.
All right. Sail ho. Very
Sail.
Sail. Rah.
Sail.
That's
So it's
singing.
a
Yes.
two-masted ship?
Yep.
Yeah, sailing along the shore on our collision course.
So a schooner or a brigantine of some kind, likely.
Okay. Let's. The galley, is that with us still? Is it just
Yes.
like behind us, or?
It is. It's just sort of behind you. With its 3 masts, it can keep up with you when you're just normally sailing. You've got a couple of your crewmen on the ship over there to make sure things are running ship shape.
Well.
Probably also have like Doomy or someone over there to captain. Need someone who can give orders.
Keep sailing. I mean, we're looking for people, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's keep going in that direction.
All right. So you're heading towards them. After a little while, you do spot them. So.
Oh yeah, for Paul to carry. Yeah, we should probably write that beforehand.
Oh yeah. Send a message ahead.
Yeah.
All right. What is going to be the contents of this message?
Suggestions?
What did you say?
Suggestions.
We come bearing gifts.
Okay.
We
Captain Tara, or no, I guess I'll be at the end. To the
Yeah, sorry, what was this?
people called the Isles.
Yep.
To the Free Isles vessel. We are sympathetic to the plight of the Free Isles and wish to parlay, excuse me,
Yes.
with your leadership. Would like to, I mean, that's a parlay. That's it. Please attach reply to this parrot.
Yes.
And then Captain Tara Najar of the Forget Me Not.
Salam, Captain Tara Najar of the Forget Me Not.
Beautiful, Captain.
Sure.
You're a natural.
It's like 2 sentences of like, we want to talk. Okay. Reply with this parrot.
Please attach reply to this parrot. All right. So yeah, and then Paul goes like, right, mail, and flies up and towards the direction of the ship. Which by this point you probably can see the sail from the deck. So as Paul is like flying towards them, you see them kind of like turn about and raise up a series of flags on their mast. The top of which is it's a black flag with a sword like stabbing through a broken chain on it. And then there are a series of the like nautical flags coming down from that.
I'm probably going to be observing during this.
Alright, well, I don't know what the fuck to do, but hoist our Jolly Roger, I guess.
Just pirate flag.
We gotta hoist something.
Yep. Alright, I mean, that's better than nothing, I guess. Alright, so they, Paul comes out, so it does look like their intention is to run away from you, as Paul is delivering his message. But before any, like, long-term ship racing can happen, Robin, you can probably see Paul from the crow's nest with your scope and everything.
I mean, I'm gonna be working through Paul.
Oh, okay. Then you can definitely see Paul.
Yeah.
And that makes this even better. All right. So yeah, Paul goes down and like lands on the the front of the or like the side of the ship by the wheel, and you see a what looks to be like a Kenturan man who's at the well. He's got kind of like a ragged, looks like a Federation like naval coat. Not that Robin would know that, I guess. And he kind of looks at the parrot with surprise as Paul like holds out his leg and's like, "Mail!" And like he goes over, reads the letter, and there is some I suppose you can like hear what they're saying and stuff too. So there's some discussion with him from his crew, and he says, I don't. What the fuck? I mean, do you think they're privateers? And one's like, maybe. It's a frigate. Pretty good looking one by the looks of it. What should we do? And there's come more discussions. The captain says, bring me a pen or a quill or something, whatever the fuck we write with. And
are they currently sailing away from us?
Yeah, he does say like, keep sailing away.
Okay.
So he writes a response, and like the first mate, kind of looking over his shoulder, they kind of look at each other and nod, and then the captain kind of like moves back over to Paul and like holds out the letter. Paul just kind of like shakes his leg where the I assume that you have a little like thing to tie it to on there. He just kind of like shakes the leg like, hey, tie it down here, and he does so cautiously. And then Paul squawks, "Mail!" again, and then leaves. Flies back over to you guys. A couple minutes later, he lands back, to Robin probably first, unless she tells him to go down to Tara.
I'll direct him to go down to Tara.
Alright, goes down to Tara. Mail!
I'll keep warging so I can hear what the letter says.
I'll take what the letter attached to Paul's leg. And...
Alright, so... yeah, it's just like written on the back of your paper. It says, just follow us. That's it.
And the printer responds.
Yep.
Well, they're probably going to lead us into some sort of trap.
Always kind of, quite possibly, but at the same time, it could be legit.
We could just send a reply that says, okay, lead us to your trap.
Yep. That would work. That's
do you want to do that?
That's about my speed.
If we get them to like admit what or say what they're with Paul nearby, I can hear it.
That's true. They don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know that Paul can hear. Paul knows what you're saying, or more likely, Robin knows, and therefore Paul knows.
Paul's a bug.
He's like, no, I eat bug.
We've got a parrot on the inside.
Deep undercover.
I think we've got a man on the inside, but really that man is a little girl. When really that little girl is a parrot. What?
Trust us, it's working.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll write. I'll
be right back again.
right behind you. Looking forward to seeing your trap,
Okay.
Captain Nijar.
Both times. All right. Yep. So a couple more minutes as you know the parrot text message system goes between ships. They they receive the message and kind of like look at it again. So it's like, I think it's a trap. Captain says to First Mate, they think it's a trap. First Mate shrugs and says, "Is it?" And he kind of like look back at your ship, considering and says, "Well, that ship would make a very nice, or those ships would make a very nice addition to the fleet, but we'll just see what Creed says." And they seem to nod in agreement at that. And the captain kind of like looks back at Paul and makes like a little shooing motion, like, "Okay, go home." Did you instruct Paul to receive a reply?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. Did Tara write?
I didn't ask for a reply. It was just a, okay, we'll follow you.
Probably just said, all right, sit there for a bit and see if they want to say anything back.
Okay. So yeah, he makes like the shooing motion and Paul kind of like pecks the railing a little bit and then flies away. Back towards you guys. So yep, he gets back. And you continue following the brig.
I will tell Tara that it appears as though it's not, at least immediately, a trap.
It's not preemptively planned.
It's not like some shoals are gonna try to run us onto or something. That's nice to know.
That would be a good trap. Alright, so Robin, why don't you give me a notice roll? Assuming that you're watching the ship as this something transpires.
Yeah, I got a 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so they put their flags down, and they put up a different set of flags, which whatever the meaning is, you're not sure. And they you follow them for a couple of hours as you're kind of in the region of Gray Harbor. I would say, yeah, Tara, from your pretty good like nautical sense, you're probably a little bit to the west of Gray Harbor.
Okay.
When Robin, you spot 2 more ships from the coming sort of from the northwest, northwest, basically like from this direction. It is a larger 3-masted ship, probably a frigate, and then a single-masted smaller ship, like a sloop.
Call it out.
Right, and the 3 ships, once they sort of like convene, turn and start heading towards you guys.
Well,
and they have the the like the black flag with the sword and the chain on it, and instead of their like flag sequences, there is a just like a truce flag. I assume there's probably some nautical flag that's for like parley or truce.
Yeah.
That they hoist up just to indicate no aggression is immediately attended.
All right.
Supposedly.
That's our end. Is it just one ship that's doing that, or are all three of them?
All three of them are. They seem to intend to like get pretty close to you with all three of the ships, just from their formation.
Sure. Hoist up the parley flag.
I got him.
All right. Where do you want the galley to be like situated in relation to the Forget Me Not? Directly astern, or
yep,
directly astern. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So yeah, the other ships, they kind of approach in like a wide V formation, with the frigate in the middle, and it seems as though the frigate is the one that is going to sort of actually get up next to you.
So the two frigates are going to have a conversation.
Yep. So yeah, as they approach, you see the crew aboard are definitely wary and sort of ready for things, probably similar to what your crew is. And yeah, let's see. As you sort of pull up a broadside, the two other ships kind of like circle around to your open side just in case anything fishy happens. And you guys see the crew there kind of coming out. All right.
Do you think something fishy happening was coined by like people hiding in fish barrels?
Maybe.
That's definitely.
I don't know, but I know I can make something fishy happen now.
Yeah, so the other ship pulls up. You see you see from their nameplate, or whatever their, is that what you call it, the nameplate? Sure.
Maybe placard. I don't know.
Yeah, the frigate is called the Dragon Breaker, and they kind of come up, throw out lines and everything. The crew is kind of a mix of mostly like Federation people, so like predominantly Valish, a few like Canturans and stuff as well, and some of the others. But you see the captain kind of like coming down to the gangplank. Is a older Valishman who has a sort of like a salt and pepper hair, balding, with some very impressive mutton chops, and
really? So we found the real father.
Yes.
Like the twins.
Yeah, we found the real father of that.
Yes. Truly impressive mutton chops.
You sly bastard.
I definitely would have told Tara the name of, I'm guessing his name. Whatever they said it was.
Creed.
Creed, yeah, the guy from The Office.
Yep. Yeah, so yeah, he's got sort of like Federation style captain's coat, which is a little bit worn and battered.
But not quite as good as my Federation admiral's hat. Pretty nice.
Yeah. No, he does not have an admiral's hat. He actually doesn't have a hat. Oh no, he probably does. He's bald. His head would burn so much. Yeah, he's got a tricorner. Just, classic.
Is standard procedure for us to go onto their ship, or them to come on our ship?
Looks like his like initial thing is like he just sort of like comes down to the side where the gangplank is, and I mean you're close enough that you could converse across that initially at the very least. He does not look like he is planning on coming aboard your ship.
Okay. Mr. Dibbs, you want to come along?
Oh yeah.
I prefer our little bird stay in her nest.
I'll watch things. If you want, though, you can bring Paul with.
Oh yeah, there you
All right. So you got Paul sitting on your shoulder.
go.
Classic
Sure,
pirate.
Yeah. Except it's not my parrot. It's a lender.
They're probably thinking like, "Are you kidding me? Eye patch."
No peg leg, though.
Yeah, no peg leg.
Yeah,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Working on it.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get their leg bitten off by a shark at some point, I'm sure.
We have a great supply of sharks.
Yep.
I can make it happen.
All right, so you step across, and the captain kind of looks you up and down, and holds out a hand to shake, and says, "Hi, Captain Robert Creed of the Renegade Fleet."
Captain Najar of the Forget Me Not. No fleet, despite the Admiral's hat.
Indeed. What brings you so audaciously into the Free Isles waters?
We have a few knickknacks we thought you might be interested in. We have our own business around here. We're hoping to talk with some of your leadership, but you see the command here.
See him kind of like squinting back like towards your ship and says, "Is that an Imperial galley behind you?"
What was the name of the galley before we hit it?
The Phoenix is the name of the ship.
Used to be the Arnaki mail galley, the Phoenix, until
It won't
about 3
rise
weeks
again.
ago when we hit it.
She
A
won't
lot
be
of
rising.
interesting mail on there we thought you might be interested in. Not to mention the ship itself.
Let's see. And is there a reason why you've come to us with this specifically?
Easier to sell. You're probably in the market for one. The mail had some interesting things that I know about. And we happen to have some business in your water that you could maybe help us with.
So you're freelance pirates then?
Yeah, you could call us that.
The
Pretty
best kind.
apt to have a name, actually.
Yeah.
Not to mention, we have slaves that we need to find a home for.
He kind of like looks at your ship and back at the galley and says, well, we of the Free Isle tend to be careful about who we associate with, as I'm sure you understand in your profession. Those like you are easily bought, and the Arnaki have a not insignificant sum of gold at their disposal.
I
Honestly,
spit on the ground, and that's what I think of our Naki gold.
It's funny how a few chests of it change many men's tunes, but he kind of like raises his hands as we can criticize each other's morality all day. It's not going to get anything done. What are you offering us? Plain and simple. You want to give us the mail?
I'll tell you what. Let's start. And I'll just go ahead and give you this as a introduction gift. And I'll give him the Bahram Shipping Authority seal. We nabbed that off of the Port Authority in Bahram.
You're giving him like the actual stamp.
Yeah, like the stamped seal ring that we stole from the Port Authority. You can take that. We hit the Bahram Shipping Authority to get the intel on the mail ship you see behind them.
Excuse me.
I'll gesture to the Phoenix. Just as a little introduction gift.
And what did you do with the crew?
The Arnakis, we marooned them on the Dryad's Eye. Hopefully they don't chop any trees. And the slaves aboard are unshackled, but they're still on the galley. Hoping to give them maybe a new life in your isles.
He kind of looks back at the galley again and sort of nods and says, yes, all are free in the free isle. Well, you have a fairly convincing amount of material here. I'm sure you understand that, well, if things went a different way, we would simply take both of your ships and what we wish, but I think that, well, allies are nice to come by, and undamaged ships. I don't see any need for hostilities to occur at this particular moment in time.
Oh, glad to hear it.
We will have to bring you to our town in Grey Harbor and have some of our people there vet you for legitimacy. But if you're willing to do that, then I think we can do business.
I will pretend to converse under my breath with this dude, because I'm like, yeah, we're totally right?
Oh, yeah, yes.
That sounds fantastic. I'm glad we didn't have to shoot at each other to talk.
Yes, lives saved on both sides is always good.
And cannon fire.
Kind of nods as yes, and cannons. Very well. That is to say, my ship, we will lead you into port through the shoals. And simply, well, have your helmsman keep a close eye and a careful hand on the wheel. It is not not the easiest route into the harbor.
Well, I'll keep every eye open available to me, and I'll tap my only eye. Or my only working eye.
He just sort of nods gravely and just... He seems like a very serious person.
Okay.
Not very smiley. He just says, very well.
He's Canturan, right?
No, he's Valish.
Oh, he's Valish. The other captain was
the captain of the brig was Canturan.
Wish I could have talked to him. He's probably...
Probably a little more animated.
Excuse me. Yeah,
all right.
Most with Valish, it's one or the other. Either they're stuck up or they're very who gives a shit.
He kind of struck you. He gave you the Federation naval officer vibe, Tara.
Yeah, I kind of got that. Not only from the captains.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume I don't recognize that.
Nah. Yeah. All right. So, yep. After that, you guys walk back onto your ship and follow. Set about following him into port.
Yep.
All right. So for this, you guys sail for a little bit longer. The other two ships kind of like branch off and then head back in like this direction. And you guys head inland. After a little while, Robin, you spot the sort of like islands and stuff from the crow's nest, and from the view of the crow's nest, you do see several of the like shoals and stuff around here, and there's a lot of like serpentine sandbars and stuff just like all over the place. And you can definitely see how it could be very treacherous, especially for a ship the size of the Forget-Me-Not to come in here. So, Tara, why don't you give me a boating roll for
During this time, could I boost her boating?
You could do that, yeah. It's a couple of hours, but yeah.
I got a 7.
7.
A 1 die.
Plus 1 die.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. And 11.
All right. Okay, and the galley also did well.
Galleys have a low draft, right?
Probably lower than frigates, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, the design is meant to like go, like run aground on a beach, yeah. All right, yeah. So you have no problem going through here. It definitely helps quite a bit to follow Creed. Looking around at the shallows around you, you're pretty sure if you didn't have an idea where you're going, you could just pretty easily like run into like a dead end basically and just be forced to run aground. And pretty sure it would be hard to maneuver anything bigger than a frigate through here. So no man of war.
Okay.
But you guys do arrive in the outskirts of Grey Harbor, which is this very like sort of swampy jungle. There's a lot of like sort of swampy jungle islands around here, and coming into port here, you enter into a sort of deeper cove amidst all of the shallows, and kind of narrow down into the city itself, following the Dragon Breaker. And let's see, let's make sure that I have everything I need to have on this map here. Grey Harbor. As you arrive, it is not a particularly impressive city, if you can even call it that. It looks more like just a sort of spread out shanty town. And there are quite obviously, especially on the waterfront, a bunch of the buildings are like made out of pieces of ship that were just like dragged up probably out of the shallows and used to as the base of the structure. And as you guys kind of come in, you see the namesake grayness of the harbor is due to a pretty heavy covering of like these smooth circular like gray stones across the beach around, and presumably the water below. The water is quite clear, so you can actually see the bottom most of the area. But you guys make your way up to the docks. The the Dragonbreaker docks like here, and then you're instructed to sort of like dock next to it there, with both the galley and the Forget Me Not.
Sure.
And as you guys come up to dock, Captain Creed kind of walks back over to your ship, and it says, "Until you have been spoken to by the Admiral and whoever other captains are currently at port, I would ask that your crew of both vessels remain on board."
Very well. All right. Any idea how long that might take?
If you're ready, you may follow me.
Oh, fantastic.
The Admiral is in port.
Doomy, no one's to leave the ship. They attack you, feel free to shoot back.
Aye, aye, Captain.
But, don't start anything.
Aye, aye, Captain. All right, yeah. So at this point, it's like early evening, and you guys head into or head towards the Hall of Admirals, which is only like a block or two inside. So you get into this sort of like courtyard type thing, and by far the largest building here, which is made out of like two halves or like two fronts of a ship hull. So like the front half of a ship hull just sort of like stuck on its head, and then connected by a couple of like balconies and boardwalk type things. And there's like a big door in the center that leads into a small entry hall. Basically like a little waiting room area with a couple of benches and stuff.
How cute.
And there isn't really much in the way of like guards as far as you can see. Pretty much like Creed comes in with a couple of his crew, and he just kind of like, once you guys go into the waiting room area, you kind of see he just kind of indicates for his crew to like watch you, and then says, "Please wait here. I will go see if the Admiral is able to see you at the moment."
Very well. Sit down.
So you guys sit down. 1 minutes go by.
I play with Paul.
All right.
I strum a little tune.
One of the guys kind of like looks over at you, Robin, and says, "That is a pretty strange parrot you have there. It delivers mail."
It does a lot more than that.
Yeah, cool. You trained him good then.
Oh, thanks.
All right. All right. So after a couple minutes, Creed comes back, and he says, "The Admiral is currently speaking with some other outsiders," and he sort of looks over his shoulder, and another man follows him out. It's a dark-skinned Drassian man with dreadlocks, and this sort of like he's got two like scimitars at his hips, and like standard sort of piratey leathers, and he kind of regards you guys coolly, three of you. And Tara and Robin, you both see that he has He's got a mage's aura flickering in his eyes.
Hey.
I smile and. Well, that's probably all I'll do.
And as he kind of like looks at you, he sort of holds out an arm behind him, and you see a raven flutter in from like the other room onto it.
Ah.
Hey.
Birds of a feather we are.
And he says, yes, the Admiral is currently entertaining other guests, but...
This guy saying it, or...?
This is the Drassian guy saying it.
Okay.
The Admiral is currently entertaining other guests, but the Cardinal invites the newcomers to join in the discourse.
Sorry, Cardinal?
The Cardinal.
You know what that means?
Nope.
Oh yeah, I mean a cardinal's a bird, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, my people, you guys, I think I'm gonna quit this show.
Gray Harbor's run by birds!
There's birds everywhere.
Oh my god! This Drassian guy is the Raven's familiar!
He's the Raven's familiar. Alright, so you guys step inside with the two of them leading, and you walk down a short hallway and then out into this kind of like room with like a semicircle and like the end of the ship semicircling, and a semicircular table with 6 chairs at it, and there's a couple of people in there. What you presume to be the Admiral sitting at one chair, and then another Drassian man, and a Karite woman sort of standing behind the Admiral, leaning casually on his the back of his chair. But perhaps the people that draw your eye the most are a quite imposing looking man clad in gilded golden plate armor with a greatsword, and a elderly Valish man
Yeah.
wearing proper clothing and